You, sir, truly are Mr. Incredible. You know, I was right to idolize you.
In 2004, led by the Iron Giants director Brad Bird, Pixar created a world of superheroes that took our breath away. We're talking about The Incredibles. It is number 27 on our list of 100 best movies of all time, and this is my personal favorite Pixar film. Obviously speaks to me because it has a bunch of characters in tights, which I like that stuff.
Now, I love the premise of this film. It's basically a family of superheroes who are forced to go into a kind of witness protection program where they have to repress all of their superheroic tendencies until they don't have to any longer and they are called into service once again.
Yeah, they haven't been needed for a little while, but then all of a sudden some new supervillains start sort of arriving on the scene.
I'm Syndrome!
And Mr. Incredible and his family have to kind of report for duty. They've got a new baby named Jack in this movie. I love Dash, the super speed guy, which clearly evokes the Flash. Mrs. Incredible is clearly somebody like the Elongated Man or Plastic Man or Mr. Fantastic. And one of the breakout stars, of course, is Violet, the young teenage girl, this emo girl with these force powers, played by Sarah Vowell, who is an NPR reporter. And she just has such a downturned, kind of moody kind of read on all of her lines. It's really endearing. I really like this casting choice.
Ow! Violet!
It's not my fault! Dash ran away and I knew I'd get blamed for it, and I thought he tried to sneak on the plane, so I came here and you closed the door before I could find him, and you took off. It's not my fault!
All yours all the time, Wait a minute.
And Brad Bird plays Edna Mode, the woman that creates the costumes and the look and design and sets these guys out on missions. And of course, Samuel L. Jackson is Frozone.
You tell me what my suit is, woman! We are talking about the greater good!
Greater good? I am your wife. I'm the greatest good you are ever gonna get.
Everybody is super funny and super game for this material. Craig T. Nelson is terrific as Mr. Incredible. And I also like this kind of spy melange that's all the way through this movie as well. Lots of stuff evoked from the Marvel Universe. A lot of people's complaint with The Incredibles is that it mirrors so closely the Fantastic Four universe. But I liked Pixar's and Brad Bird's take on this by bringing in a little bit of almost an Austin Powers parody sensibility to the James Bondian espionage stuff, complete with an island lair with all kinds of traps for these characters.
You know, I don't think any of this works without Craig T. Nelson as the dad in this thing, because he is the consummate dad. I mean, we've seen him play dads before in films like Poltergeist, and there is just something so comforting and dad-like about the vocal performance that he delivers here. The other standout star, and the other reason why this film works so well, is Jason Lee as Buddy Pine, because he starts off the film as a huge fan of Mr. Incredible. It's something we can all relate to, and then Mr. Incredible does the right thing. He forsakes Buddy Pine. Buddy Pine eventually turns into the supervillain Syndrome.
Oh, man! I'm still geeking out about it.
Up until this point, I think Pixar's work was a little minimalist, almost from looking up at the world with A Bug's Life or Toy Story or something, you know, like shrinking their world down a little bit and making it photoreal and something that you could touch. But with The Incredibles, the camera went everywhere. The camera was insane. It followed all these characters and their crazy superpowers, super fast. It was kinetic. It was filled with energy. It was filled with comic book sensibility, obviously. And I think it really did allow the team at Pixar to kind of stretch their imagination and build a flight of fancy that audiences like us had never been on before. This was a superhero movie without an imagination budget.
And it's something we always talk about when it comes to video games. It's like these worlds are boundless, and when you're making an animated movie, there are no bounds in this world, and it seems like they could do anything. And I think that this is another one of those movies that raised the stakes across the board, had such huge open set pieces that were just so impressive, with so many stunts and crazy explosions and all kinds of things going on, that I think all of Hollywood after this had a new benchmark to aspire to. Live action movies after this were influenced by what The Incredibles had accomplished in their animated form.
Yeah, and it's no secret as to why Brad Bird has now gone on to make live-action movies. He did Mission Impossible 4. This movie also has the Pixar heart. It also has the poignancy. It also has characters that we can really relate to. It has fantastic, intelligent casting. It also has a very lush, fantastic film score from Michael Giacchino, who's done a ton of work in the video game industry. This movie had it all for me. I mean, it had superheroes, incredible visuals, terrific cast, great script.
Huge scale.
Huge scale, the Brad Bird seal of quality. This was a movie that had it all, the incredible Incredibles was aptly titled. It's number 27 on our list.
Where's the sequel?
Where is the sequel?